Yeah, no, I started at Sun Classic Pictures in Park City on Grizzly Adams, and a friend of mine who I knew at the time, Carol Fontana, was working for them, and she just asked me if I'd be interested in working on a TV series, and I was like, oh, sure. And I went down. She set up an interview for me, and next thing I knew, I was working on this. First job in the film business was 24 weeks, 6-day weeks, doing a TV series. So, and I just started out gripping and ended up key gripping on the show, and from then I just worked for Sun Classic. They did a lot of different movies, you know, low budget, very low budget, and so I kind of got into keying, and for a while I did some gaffing. I did lighting for some of the movies, um, but I always kind of really liked the grip end of it. So, and usually back in those days, a key grip would also do the dolly. There wasn't like a dolly grip for those low budget films. So you would key the show, you would do the dolly moves, and so you were kind of running everything. But then a friend of mine, one of the DPs, asked me if I wanted to gaff, and I said sure. I don't have a meter, so like at the time, Sun Classic rented a light meter for me, so I could like do a TV movie. So that was kind of my start with Sun Classic Pictures. It was quite the training ground. Well, probably the main quality is somebody that is going to show up. So, um, and somebody who is willing to learn, willing to listen. And, the thing about on Roger's sets, he likes a quiet set. So, um, Roger, his English term is, I don't like a lot of rabbit. Rabbit is talking, somebody who's talking all the time. And I found, the quieter you are, the more you're going to learn. And, you become like a sponge where you just absorb. So, I mean, the quality, these days, of course, I want to have somebody who's had experience, but somebody who can really, because now I do these shows, I use a jib arm and I have somebody on the base of the dolly. So I usually have somebody pushing for me and I'll work the arm and have a monitor. So, I mean, I've been pretty lucky because lots of times I'll go on location and you're going to get who you're going to get, or you're hoping you're going to get somebody good. And I've been fortunate. I've gotten some really good guys, and some really good crews, whether in Canada or Australia. They were fantastic, really good guys, and very knowledgeable. So, sometimes I get to pick. Sometimes I'm going on the next show, I'm going to Budapest. So I'm going to get somebody from Budapest to work with. And, you know, I think there's been a lot of stuff going on there, so I think I'll probably be lucky again. I hope so. Well, the probably the best experienced crews are you're going to find in Los Angeles and New York. And just for the fact that they get the bigger films. Um, and being on a bigger film, there's a lot going on as far as what's happening on a crew and rigging and there's big things going on, and so these guys are well seasoned, in a lot of stuff. Um, I mean, there's a lot of good guys in Utah that are very good at what they do, but it's just it is a little bit of a different level, I think, when you're in Los Angeles or New York, and you know, someplace like New Mexico now, because they do so much filming there. The crews have become very good, very seasoned. They work on huge shows. Yeah, well, I have to say, when those when they came together, it was like, when you meet that special someone, you're going to be together with them for the rest of your life. That's, I think, what happened with them. They were like, they hit it off so well, and that's just their same philosophies about how to shoot films and how to make films, and I mean, like I said, I was telling Laird, I think they're the dream team. Those when they come together. But the Coen brothers, I think one of the best things they have going for them is that they have total control. They write their movies, they direct, they produce, they do the editing, and pretty much whoever is backing them, whether it's working title films or you know whoever, um, they do a movie and they say we'll give you the finished product in a year. So there's nobody going, well, are you sure you can't get it to, no, we're going to take a year. And that's usually how long it takes. We finished Hail Caesar in February, and it's coming out in February. Well, I mean, you know, I think I was saying earlier, whenever I got an opportunity to do something, I never said no. And it was like, hey, you want to be the gaffer on this? Sure, yeah, I can do that. Or you want to be the sound man? I can do sound. Yeah, I can figure it out. So I think the best thing about it is that it's a business that I mean, you never stop learning. And that's the beauty of it. It's always going to be a learning process. And even, I see where Roger has gone since I started with them. It's like, wow, it's amazing. It's really amazing. So, um, I would say never, there's a lot of times when you're on films and you're going, oh my God, it's the 16th hour. I'm out in the woods. It's snowing and it's cold. But, those things are going to happen. But, I say you just got to hang in there and, you know, just keep learning. I think that's the best thing I think about this business. You know, even all the years I've been in it, it's like every show. Like when I go to Budapest or go someplace, they do it totally different, or there's a whole something different you can learn. It's like, oh, I would have never thought of doing it that way. But when I work with Italian crews, they're all carpenters and they build everything out of wood, and it's just like, wow, it's amazing. I said, but you can do it. You could do it that way if you're in a pinch. So anyway.